Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Advancement Center, and welcome to the world of magic and miracles. The weather here in Santa Barbara is perfection, and the frequency is a completely different reading altogether. It has been a steady high. Very exciting. When I posted Robert's message on Facebook this past week from several years ago, I recognized what my title for today's broadcast would be. Relax and follow your spirit into the new world of magic and miracles. And continuing, he said, that is growing every day. Look towards the sun and you will see nothing. But if you look past the sun, you will see everything in the light of the sun, and the newness will reveal itself without shadow or distortion. So many people were drawn to that statement on Facebook. And that is so heartening and so wonderful to see. Now, a surprise was just delivered to me this morning. And this one is from June 27th, 2018, just before Robert handed Genya, David, and me the honor of broadcasting from the Advancement Center. I just reread it this morning, and it says, as the energies build, you will notice a slight difference in the uniqueness of your own field. This is all of us, by the way. The freedom that has come to you over the last several weeks is now forming its own character. It's now developing a part of you that has never been seen before, and that is reflected in the physical world. The more you are exposed to your origin, the more you will gather so that you can present a new field each time we met. Love, Simeon. This was amazing to hear then and to savor now. An added surprise this week was David's introducing a special book to Robert, simply entitled Alien Interview, based on personal notes and interview transcriptions provided by Matilda O'Donnell McElroy. Now, Robert read the book in 2 sittings and spoke of its accuracy, which freed David to offer it to a small group of us. Robert forwarded the PDF version of the book to me, and I was immersed in a happening that I only knew vaguely as having happened in 1947 when I was very young. This was the crash of a UFO at Roswell, New Mexico. The only one who was able to communicate with the only surviving alien was a 23-year-old nurse in the Air Force. Their communication was by telepathy, which was then transcribed and submitted to the top brass, whose level of understanding could not touch what was revealed to this reader. Somehow, the nurse retained a copy of that transcript, and she kept it in secret for her whole life. Feeling the importance of its content, she submitted it to the author and editor of the book, who covered himself by proclaiming, well, this is just a work of fiction. As I read, it was apparent that I was being shown the importance of knowing that I am not from here. The universe was being shown to me through these two extraordinary women, one a flight nurse and the other an alien, who taught us that we are, and here's what she called us, ISBEs. ISBE stands for Immortal Spirit Being, in parenthesis, inhabiting a body. Now, do you recall a book, Chariots of the Gods, first written in German in 1968? It related that technologies and religions of many ancient civilizations were given to them by ancient astronauts who were welcomed as gods. I still remember they spoke about landing strips for machines that came down from the sky. And I think it was somewhere in South America. And that captured my imagination. And so does this. As I read Interview of an Alien, there were revelations on every page of what truly happened, not necessarily matching our history books, and the importance of following our innate knowingness was brought home. We come bearing gifts for the world via our creativity, natural talents, and offerings to humanity. For instance, a young child playing a violin concerto with the orchestra. Native talents allowed to blossom, valued, and not snuffed out in regimented education. Remember when I told of my third grade teacher who reprimanded me and called me incorrigible because I got ahead of her lesson? Definition of incorrigible is incapable of being uprooted. That has more meaning for me now than it ever has. Now, if you're interested in learning more, please let me know of your interest, and I'll send you a PDF copy to your email. It is only in hindsight that I must have been following my spirit all along, because the course of my life sounds like a fairy tale. I have recall of many wishes I made as a child and as a young adult. The main theme was to embrace all of humanity with kindness and to recognize those who I somehow knew. Isn't that exactly what we are doing when we follow our spirit and allow ourselves to be that visitor on earth, looking for our true family? The Advancement Center is our meeting center today and with every rehearing in the future. Welcome home. Here's a few snippets that I couldn't resist. So here we go. Spiritual awareness, identity, ability, and memory. That is the essence of oneself. Rings true. He who looks will not see it. He who listens will not hear it. He who gropes will not grasp it. The formless non-entity, the motionless source of motion, the infinite essence of the spirit, is the source of life. Spirit is self. Walls form and support a room, yet the space between them is most important. A pot is formed of clay, yet the space formed therein is most useful. Action is caused by the force of nothing on something, just as the nothing of spirit is the source of all forms. One suffers great afflictions because one has a body. Without a body, what affliction could one have? When one cares more for the body than for his own spirit, one becomes body and loses the way of the spirit. The self, the spirit, creates illusion. The delusion of man is that reality is not an illusion. One who creates illusions and makes them more real than reality follows the path of the spirit and finds the way. Complete ignorance, denial, or unawareness of the spirit as the source of life force required to animate inanimate objects or cellular tissue is the sole cause of failures in Western medicine. I really connected with that one. And finally, the true geniuses of civilization are those Isbis who will enable other Isbis, immortal spirit beings, to recover their memory and regain self-realization and self-determination. This issue is not solved through enforcing moral regulation on behavior or through the control of beings through mystery, faith, drugs, guns, or any other dogma, and certainly not through the use of electric shock and hypnotic commands. I witnessed that when I worked in a psychiatric center. I know that to be true. And this I couldn't resist. I'm not reading the whole book to you, but I just can't resist these. Therefore, do not look to scientists to save Earth or the future of humanity. Any so-called science that is solely based on the paradigm that existence is composed only of energy and objects moving through space is not a science. Such beings utterly ignore the creative spark originated by an individual Isbi and collective work of the Isbis who continually create the physical universe and all universes. Every science will remain relatively ineffective or destructive to the degree that it omits or devalues the relative importance of the spiritual spark that ignites all of creation and life. The essence of creation and existence cannot be found through the lens of a microscope or telescope or by any other measurement of the physical universe. One cannot comprehend the perfume of a flower or the pain felt by an abandoned lover with meters and calipers. Everything you will ever know about the creative force and ability of a God can be found within you, an immortal, spiritual being. And now, I welcome you to the writings of Robert Young, a treasure I share with you each week. These are available to you at youngsight.com. All I did was put my selection in the search box, and I was gifted with more than I could ever imagine. Now I share these with you. Listen to these titles. Set your level of approach. That special feeling and the majesty of spirituality. Let's begin with set your level of approach. This is extremely practical, and I'm so happy I found it. And here it is. Your initial approach to everything determines the level at which you will continue. If you approach at an elevated level, you will continue to stay at that level or rise because of the momentum of your approach. This is true for all things, and your feeling of confidence rises as you feel your smile of approval take you further. A tentative approach will sometimes cause a downward spiral that takes much effort to overcome, and the smile of contentment is never there to give you that extra lift. The effect of your magic is always conditional on your sense of level or elevation, as it is easily put to one side if you find yourself dealing with the turbulence of a lower approach. So as you wake in the morning, you can feel your ability to set your level of approach by simply bypassing the turbulence and setting yourself at the highest level available. A quick smile and a look towards your creator will get you ready for all interactions and launch you into a youthful and carefree day full of life, movement, and much excitement. Every person on earth is looking forward to an event that will free them from the burden of financial slavery. This is known all over the world and is not shared openly in many circles. From the time of introduction, financial burden has been a crippling event that changed the pattern of every person's life and introduced many difficulties in the management of the various societies in the world. The event is at hand, and the gradual release of financial burden will be felt by everyone. All the events from this moment onward will be pointed towards the relief of mankind, and the elevated manner in which this is taken on can only be held by the extreme elevation and determination of each individual. Now, those who are capable of maintaining balance during these turbulent times must be conscious of every event and vigilant in their determination of the level required throughout the process. Calm, non-reactive progress is essential to make sure no one is subjected to hardship or led in the wrong direction. The world of magic and miracles will contribute much in the process, and the lighthearted approach of a joyful spirit will take away all the difficulties and complexities of the financial world. Watch as the gifts arrive through means you have never expected, and watch as you meet your so-called responsibilities when there seems to be no way possible. This is how the long-awaited event starts and how it continues to grow if you stay on top of the wave and maintain a real balance between looking for the event and living life to the fullest. That is so important. Oh, there's more. This is the time when your full being can come into your physical reality, to the extent that it will be difficult to get the smile off your face. Every moment is a thrill that cannot be explained, and every event is a major highlight in your life. The brilliance of your being continues to grow, and everything you add to the world is accepted and of value far beyond anything you ever expected. Feedback from the world is not necessary, as it comes to you immediately through the interaction of the fields of other people. However, there will be feedback from the world, and it will take on physical form to enhance your life and bring your gift to others. If you consider anything, then consider your level of elevation and motivation towards a better life for everyone. Allow reasoning to disappear in the love you have for others, and allow the miracle of elevated platform of living to take over any event or situation that would normally pull you down. You can apply the miracle of elevation to anything at any time, and it will take all heaviness from your field and elevate the most impossible feelings to where they are no longer visible in a fraction of a second. Know the power of your magic and miracles, and they will appear. This is a progressive approach, but not necessarily the simplest. See the miracle in all the glory, and the magic will appear to bring it into reality. This is the simplest and easiest way to live, and the surprises will have you bouncing in your seat from daylight to dark. I love that. Probably should be read every morning. And this one is called That Special Feeling. And this was just a few months before Genya, David, and I began to broadcast. Only we didn't know what the true meaning and what it was bringing. So here it is. It's called That Special Feeling, April 24th, 2018. 2018. The lightness of your being reflects in every moment of your life. Once you allow the presence of your Creator to be a real factor in what excites and drives your destiny to wherever it wants to go. There are many factors that can be considered, but there is no consideration needed once you have attached yourself to the magic and miracles originating from the world of your Creator. In achieving the ultimate of taking your seat alongside your Creator, there is a special reward that comes to you through your general feeling of freedom, comfort, and security. The feeling that everything is okay cannot be given enough emphasis in the formation of your life and the flow of your human existence. Everything runs perfectly and restrictions disappear without even presenting themselves for consideration. There is a flow that has never been in your life except when you are connected to your origin. But now this has been amplified by your Creator to make sure there is nothing but this flow between you and the life that you are supposed to live. Change will happen, but it will now simply be a part of the flow and will not cause any disruption within your being. Every day will bring a new excitement for you to rise to, and all your efforts will be seen as something of immense value in the world around you. Every moment brings you closer to that special feeling that something brilliant is about to happen. And without hesitation, your spirit rises and takes you to another place where the feeling increases once again in a continuous dance of beauty and elation. It seems to the logical mind that this must come to an end, but it never does. And over, the brilliance continues as long as you allow it to do so. If you happen to convince yourself that your logic is correct, you will stop the elation, but it still remains in your field for you to turn on to at will. There is no need to take notice of any type of logic when you are living in the world of magic and miracles and sitting beside your Creator. And there is nothing in the world or beyond that can make you do so. So as you look into the eyes of your Creator, you see yourself in a much different light to what you have always imagined. And the enormous feeling of welcome comes as a great surprise. There is no way that the physically programmed mind can fathom the extent of difference between what you have been taught and what is actually real. It takes a full experience in the presence of your Creator to dislodge your programming and allow you to move forward into what has been planned for you for the next 1,000 or more Earth years. All of the flow in your life will take on a new form as you open to what has been closed by human exposure. There is a formal notice that is coming to everyone, and it will simply appear in their life in an unmarked package for them to behold. The notice will discharge the systems of society and will open the field that you know, so that we can all live in harmony without even knowing that there is another way. The programming of mankind will stop, and every person, animal, bird, etc., will become friends without any conditions related to any species. What you see in everyday life right now is for you to modify with your magic, not to hold at bay by either positive or negative reaction. Your magic does not follow a reactive path. It simply changes everything to bring a perfect outcome, even when it seems impossible. What you can see because you are resident with your Creator is much different. And if you allow both visions to exist at the same time, your magic will become active in ways that you never imagined. Simplicity will reign, and everything will be maintained in perfect balance, even when the physical conditions are defined as explosive. We'll continue with that next week. It's very, very exciting to me. And following in that which Robert wrote is this message from the Pleiadians. And I didn't have time to read it last week. So I'm going to read it to you just a little bit to catch you up for this week's disclosure. And it says, Great ones, the Earth Alliance now confirms that a new armada of Pleiadian lightships have descended into the ionosphere of the Earth. These 5D ships are cloaked in atmospheric clouds. They're benevolent and are here to assist humanity in their grand evolution. The planet is way too hot at the moment due to human destruction of the Earth's biosphere. However, advanced beings are working in Earth's skies to resolve this issue ASAP. And there were several days where there was cloud cover. And every one of us had that feeling. What's happening up there? Full disclosure is moving forward quickly now and will be announced soon, even in mainstream media. Delta forces are clearing final astral debris, and many high-level beings who do not promote love and life are being removed from the collective. New 5D Earth is being formed now by billions of powerful, ascended master beings. The ascension archangels that are here in our solar system ask all of us to remove as much focus as possible from the strong 3D illusion and begin to see this beautiful, lighter, and more pleasant new realm. Gamma lasers fired up a bit ago. These charge and scatter, hit the nervous system, spine, your new central communication system, and open the heart further and trigger irritation, aggravation, anger, and all sorts of lower emotions. This is all coming up now so it can be fully cleared by starseeds all across the planet. Unconscious humans most likely are not ready or able to clear this energy in themselves. So it is the mission for all of us to hold space for them until they are ready. And this week, in fact, I just received this yesterday. Yes, it says, Great Ones. That's you. The event continues as Delta Light Forces are executing a major planetary cleanup mission of all harmful dark cabal members. As we stated in our previous message, benevolent light forces are completely in control of all Earth governments and systems now, and a plan is underway to completely remove every harmful, false controller from positions of power and from society. You have seen the beginning of this in mainstream media. However, it is about to escalate into high gear as the main players are confronted in law, prosecuted, and stopped from causing further harm to humanity. This criminal cabal cleanup operation is quickly paving the way towards the peaceful transition to 5D New Earth, or fifth dimension, I should say. Watch now as all of the dark ones fall, one by one. Even the top few that have done the most harm and who have held the greatest positions of false power over the earth. Humans are meant to be free and sovereign, and each one has a natural right to not be manipulated, deceived, or abused. We agree with executing a soft disclosure protocol because unconscious humans would freak out if they knew that advanced beings are here. That's us. And have been here forever, and that humans have been completely deceived in every way. Imagine finding out that your whole life has been a harmful, manipulated reality created around you by nefarious beings for the sole purpose of harvesting life energy. The Gospel of Thomas says, when the seeker finds the truth, that one will be utterly shocked. This is the Great Awakening and the storm that has come to the earth. Light forces are taking every possible measure to lessen this truth shock and to ease into disclosure of what has happened here. But it will still be quite shocking to many humans as they wake up. That is why it is so important that you are here now. Your field is clear and filled with magic and miracles. He also adds, there are technologies here on Earth that are mind-blowing, that can do anything that can be imagined. Some of this hidden technology is nearly 1 million years in advance of current public Earth technology. And this is the truth. How often I've heard Robert speak about, oh, that was an off-planet technology that I used. That's exciting. Okay. Yeah, all positive New Earth Gamma timeline is fully locked into place, and everything is moving forward on this single timeline towards an amazing and beautiful future for the citizens of planet Earth. Great One, the light has returned to the Earth, and you are about to witness things that will be quite amazing. Thank you for coming to Earth at this time and for all that you have done to return this world into the paradise it was always meant to be. Stand strong, keep your vibes high, and practice peace and love in all that you do. I know that to be a fact because that is why you're present with us. So he ends with your kingdom of fifth dimension heaven is at hand. So that's the report from the Pleiades. And you've been hearing all the powerful, positive, loving, and enhancing messages that I have the honor to share with you. And now I've come to my favorite part. And if you were here on Wednesday, you heard David's writing. And here it is because it must be heard many times. And it's so special. And this one is called An Explosion of Beauty. How do we see the colors of the universe that are pouring into humankind from the beings that have waited to show them to us? Incredible beauty flowing in from the realms of all creation, filled with light and information that is changing the world. Step back and admire the preciousness and magnificence of the spirit that resides inside these forms we call bodies, and the magic that it creates and that is expressed through these unique forms. You are so, so beautiful, and your bright love is overcoming all the darkness that is still hanging on. But that soon will have to leave in the face of your light, your smile, and your music are just too bright. Your eyes and your joy are like the stars in the sky that light up the night. I see the darkness running away from you, for the power of your immortal being is too bright for any shadows to linger. The energy of you, the true you, is coming onto the planet from all the galactic beings who have loved you since the day of your captivity. And now we have opened the door for them to bring in what they have always wanted to bring. You. They are bringing in you. This energy is a reflection of you, and it will flood onto the earth and explode into an ocean of light, color, and sound. sound like the sound of children playing on the playground, color like the color of a perfect rainbow, and light like the new light of a morning sunrise. Nothing, and I mean nothing, is gonna stop this birth. Keep your champagne on ice because the celebration is going to be one for the ages. Hands clapping, feet stomping, hips moving, shoulders grooving, kind of dancing, horns blowing, drums beating, piano playing, and band jamming kind of party. No one will be able to sit down, and the energy created will be heard and felt throughout all time. So let's get this party started. Thank you so much, David. Wow, that's a trip and so much fun. And we all deserve fun. This next piece, David wrote a tribute to his friend. And I love it. And I read it now. To my best friend, it's called The Master Gardener. I watch you, my dear friend. I watch you indeed, because you are the one who planted the seeds. You notice every flower on the plants as they grow. With caring and kindness, this they feel and they know. You can tell when they're fading from the heat of the day, so you add some refreshment and they stand tall and say, "Thank you, Master Gardener, for watching over me. Because of your awareness, I remember and I see that I am magnificent, majestic, and free, a gift to the world by just being me. No plant is singled out. You do the same for all, each with their unique requirements. You're always on call. 8 billion plants and counting. You continue to work. I am a plant who gets to watch you as you place them in the dirt. There's no joy like the joy on the master gardener's face when the plant is bearing fruit as they share their gifts with grace. As each bears its fruit, you celebrate the event. But the work does not stop there. You must stay vigilant. More fertilizer, some weeding. The work never ends because you came as the gardener to see the bloom in all men. It takes great patience and love to make sure the plants don't follow your light. A gentle turn is all that's needed, like the sun. They're just as bright. And now it's time for harvest to celebrate the crop. You are the master gardener. From this, you'll never stop. We know we don't have to thank him, for this is what he came to do. But with great recognition and gratitude, my friend, I honor you. David, thank you. You speak for us all. Thank you so much for coming and being with us today. It has been a banquet. It has been a total sharing of the totality that we all are. Have a wonderful week. And now we here at the Advancement Center are wishing you a perfect life, perfect health, and a truly magic future. Thank you.